regular moms. I'm a cool mom. You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa! From the skittering studios underneath your favorite rock, it is 7 o'clock on your Monday morning low-grade, unpaid, risque pit stain of a Monday morning radio show. It is the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. Good morning. I'm Moss.
I'm Bug.
It's the morning.
It's the morning. I didn't hear anything.
Oh, you didn't have your headphones on the right channel?
No, I thought I did, but I didn't. I messed it up.
Oops. So that was a surprise. Hey, Bug, we're starting the show.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning to Coyote Astronaut. Good morning to Az. Good morning to Colin. And good morning, as always, to Daddy.
Oh, yeah, Daddy's here.
Yeah, Daddy sent me an inordinate amount of emails. An inordinate amount of emails over the weekend. My email inbox when I checked it this morning was just packed from top to bottom, starting with Daddy Alert Angry and ending with Daddy Alert Neutral. So I think he solved his own problems.
He kind of like just tuckered himself out.
Well, you know what happens is he's got a vent on a computer and Chester likes to sleep next to it now, and he's really made a habit of it. So I can tell when Chester's in the studio sleeping behind Daddy because I'll start getting emails and Daddy's overheating.
Daddy's like, hot, hot, hot. And Chester's just like,
yeah. Yeah.
Chester's like, I know.
Exactly. Hey, Bug, guess what?
What?
He did it again. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday, on Saturday, Joey Chestnut, 42 years old, won the so-called mustard belt at the famous Nathan's 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
God damn, Joey.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut downed 66 hot dogs in just 10 minutes at the hot dog eating contest on Saturday.
Big day for weird news anytime Joey Chestnut comes to lunch.
It's a dream. It's electric. There's no better place on earth, Chestnut said breathlessly in an interview immediately after the showdown, donning a bulky, bejeweled necklace bearing the name of the sports betting company Polymarket around his neck. Unfortunately, Polymarket has sponsored Nathan's.
Dude, I just tried to look up Joey Chestnut, and to me, he's so famous that I just typed Chestnut.
You just typed Chestnut. He's known the mononymous Chestnut.
And then there was just a picture of a nut, and I was like, what are you talking about?
That's not my boy. I know him.
Yeah, he looks good, brother. The necklace is a vibe if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut absolutely wrecking house. He has won the mustard belt in... He's competed 21 times. He's won 18.
Would you say his performance was up to mustard?
That's not a thing anyone says, but sure, yeah, Buck, I guess so. Up to mustard. Oh.
It's okay.
That's tricky.
It's cool.
Good morning to N Squared, who is hanging out with us. Good morning, Coyote Astronaut. As Calzone says, did you see his intro? Legendary. No, I did not see his intro. Joey Chestnut intro. I'll Google that and check it out.
Coyote Astronaut in the chat says he really cuts the mustard.
There we go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Let's all hear Joey Chestnut's intro together. Here, I'm going to play it off of YouTube.
Is his cathedral, the crystal dome of umbrella blue sky, whose vaulted ceilings touch the edge of heaven itself.
What?
Whose faithful join as one to honor those who do not falter, those who do not yield.
This is way
I speak
more intense than I thought it would be.
This man
Hell yeah.
who stands at the border of the mortal and divine.
Ben Affleck would play him.
But more than a man.
Absolutely.
Whose thoughts rise as the vapor of angels.
He's like,
but
yes.
His charge is here on earth to teach us that intention is the outcome for those who refuse any other outcome. Hold fast when forsaken. Stand firm when forlorn. Press on when weary, beaten, broken, or undone. How long will he fight? I will tell you. Until he stands on the ramparts of glory overlooking a sea of truth.
I like
For he is the champion of now and of always, of the air, of the fire, of the sea, of the land, of the free, of one nation.
And then the lack of like a huge crowd reaction is so... Oh my gosh.
Joey Chestnut!
This guy looks hungry.
Joe. It's funny how much Joey Chestnut just looks like a guy, and then the whole time he's just standing there, like raising an eyebrow at the camera while this guy is like, this man is the most beautiful being on the face of the earth. Creation weeps at his footsteps.
This guy's the hype man of the century. It began with him going, as we stand here under the vaulted cathedral of God, this blue sky, clear as heaven, hark the herald angels sing for Joey.
Joey Chestnut, hot dogs bring, except he doesn't. He fucking takes them away.
Yeah, he's like Krampus. He's just coming to eat everybody's hot dogs.
Yeah, he's a streamlined meat reaper.
Joey Streamlined Meat Reaper is strong. I think we'd be fantastic commentators at an eating competition.
I would like to formally submit my application to commentate any eating competition anyone wants me to do.
My brain was like, hang on, babe, don't unless it's babies.
Unless it's babies.
Unless it's human infants.
Where are they eat? Yeah, where's the human infant eating
just in
contest?
case we're not talking about those contests.
Yeah, just not that, I guess. So, Bug, I want to talk about hot dog eating contests today because I think that's pretty fun. So here's a little segment bumper to wake everybody up.
Will this stick around and turn into a whole thing? Or will Bug and Moss forget it immediately? This is a generic segment.
So before we get into how it all works, I do want to N Squared, thank you. Yes, also shout out Mickey Sudo for winning the women's title.
Mickey Sudo's a fucking machine.
Yeah, I think she's also got a pretty good record. If I'm not mistaken. I had her Wikipedia page.
I have it up.
Yeah, go ahead, give us some stats.
She's been undefeated in the women's competition at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest with a 12-year winning streak since 2014.
Hell yeah.
She unseated Sonia Thomas, who had won the women's competition since its inception in 2011.
Oh, wow. So she took it from another person who had been winning nonstop.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Mickey Sudo's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Shout out Mickey Sudo and Joey Chestnut. Bug, how much do you think you know about hot dog eating contests?
I like significantly more than the average person, but not a lot, if that makes sense.
Okay. More than the average person?
Yeah, more than like a normal person.
So how good do you think you could do? Colin asked in chat, he said, Mason, how many hot dogs do you think you could eat in one sitting? Bug, this question goes to you as well. How many hot dogs do you think you could do? How many hot dogs?
Do I have to eat the bun?
Yeah, you gotta eat the bun. How can you claim to know more about the average hot dog eating contest than the person?
That's interesting. So if someone says, I know more about the game of football than the average person, your thought is then play it.
Yeah.
Show me. You
Straight
better
up.
be good. You think you have to be good at it.
Well, you got to know what the players do, and all the players are eating buns, Bug. That's half of it. That's half the battle. The bun is big, the bun is dry.
I don't think what I'm about to say is true, but I'm going to say my first answer, which I think is wrong. I think it's ambitious. I think I could eat 12.
12 in 10 minutes?
I wasn't thinking of a time limit.
Well, it's 10 minutes. Joey Chestnut did 66 this year.
Okay, but you said one sitting.
Yeah, his record, 66 in this year's event. He won the 2025 one, I thought was 70 something. I thought he set like a world record that year.
I think I could eat.
Yeah, Joey Chestnut ate 70 and a half in 2025, which is insane.
I think I could eat 7 in 10 minutes.
7 in 10 minutes? That's crazy. I think I could do at least 20.
Really?
But I think I'd yards.
With bun.
With buns, yeah. Well, here's the thing, Bug. Do you know the technique that just about...
Dipping them in water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why they do that?
To make them, slide down.
Slide it down. But then there's other techniques like the Solomon technique, which was invented and is used by Kobayashi, Takeru the Tsunami Kobayashi, who was one of the early champions who competes against Joey Chestnut, where you snap the dog in half and then push both halves into your face at the same time.
You know what I would do, and this I know is going to add to it, but for me it's necessary? I'm dipping them. I'm a wet dog girly, but it's ranch.
You're dipping them in ranch?
Yeah.
Now, that's going to add a whole extra element, which is ranch.
Yeah, but it's going to make it easier to eat because it's not going to be gross.
I think it's going to be tricky. Scrolling up through the chat, I do want to say that Mickey Sudo's husband, N Squared, says that her husband proposed to her right after getting the world record for eating the most hard-boiled eggs.
That's awesome.
Which I love.
That's so hot.
Sid the Kingmaker says, I could enter a competition for hot dog eating, I think. Go ahead and give us in the chat. If you just post a number, I'm going to assume that is the number of hot dogs you think you can eat in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So give us your speculative numbers, and then in a year we'll have a hot dog eating contest. See if y'all can live up to it.
Yeah.
And Squirt says, how much weed have I smoked beforehand? Yo, I can't tell if that would be a boon or a huge setback to be really high for the hot dog eating contest. Because I think there'd be a point at which I start thinking too much about the food that I'm eating, and I'll be like, this is disgusting. I can't keep shoving wet bread and dogs
The
down my
problem is
gullet.
speed, right? Like if it's like one sitting, then I want to be high because a sitting is just until you fall asleep. So
Yeah?
yeah. I mean, if you're in one place and you don't fall asleep, that's a sitting.
I'm talking about an official hot dog eating sitting. I don't know why this is...
No, I'm saying
it's 10 minutes.
You're not listening. I'm saying that if I could take as long as I wanted, being high could be useful.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying the time limit is what would really affect being high, I feel like.
Okay. I thought you were... Okay. I follow you. Yeah.
You're really... he's on edge about this thing I just asked a clarifying question.
I'm a rules lawyer for hot dog munching.
Well, then you shouldn't have any problem answering my questions.
Call me the Slim Reaper or whatever the fuck I said.
Yeah, Slim Reaper is definitely what they call it.
Streamline Meat Reaper. Matt Bliss says, biggest factor, outpacing your brain and nervous system.
Yeah, that's huge.
Colin said, Mason, I don't think you weigh 20 hot dogs. N Squared says, Kobayashi's still my goat. I don't care. Sid says 18. Colin likes your choice of ranch.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I could do more than 7. I don't like I don't eat once I'm full. I wouldn't be good at competitive eating. I know that.
So what was your number if you had to put on?
I said 7.
7? Okay. Sid said 18. Matt Bliss said 20 or 10.
Okay.
Matt Bliss says 10. I'm afraid of getting I'm old and afraid of getting a hot dog hangover.
Yeah, that's real. 18's crazy, Sid. I'd love to see it.
Colin has already started organizing the eating contest.
Hell yeah.
Matt Bliss wants to know, would you pre-dip, Bug, ranch trough for the dogs? Just like they have a bucket of water?
I would dip as I went.
Dip as you went? Mm-hmm. Would you just dunk, shunk, dunk, shunk? Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't actually. I would think I could eat 7 and then I would probably eat 3 because I would just dip and chew and dip and chew because I don't like choking.
Who remembers the video of the guy that sucks the hot dogs
I think
in?
about it all the time. I was thinking about it. I was like, well, there's a third method that no one wants to talk about.
He fucking spits them back out.
Spitting is strong for what happens because he ejects them out of his throat.
He shoots them out of his throat like a gun. It's amazing. I'll have to put it in the chat. That's that video is so old and the sound is so good. Oh my goodness. As says 20. French Alexander says, how big are the hot dogs? What's the official competition length? That's a great question.
That is a great question.
Yeah, I'm on the Wikipedia page, and I'm sure that the information is here.
In the YouTube chat, I see Bug Fan Club saying, this is the breaking news I come here for, and this is the gravitas that hot dogs deserve.
Yes.
And Jodine Hinkle says, number of hot dogs is a fun way to weigh yourself. I weigh about a solid 160 hot dogs.
That is a fun way. Well, the Brits use stone. So
yeah, it would make sense for America. You know what's ubiquitous with Britain? Rocks. You know what's ubiquitous with America? Hot dogs.
Yeah.
So
the competition dogs from Nathan's are 6.75 inches long.
I have a question. In the hot dog eating contest, are the buns still the wrong length for the dogs and there's way too much fucking bread?
In the pictures I've seen, it would appear yes.
Yeah, I love that everyone thinks that's the way they should be.
So if the dogs are 6.75 inches long, and this year, Joey Chestnut won by eating 66 dogs. That means Joey Chestnut...
How many feet of dogs did this man consume? What kind of pipe is in that intestine?
Well, it's 445 inches of dogs.
Okay.
So if we divvy that by 12, that's 37 feet of dogs.
That's a lot of dog.
That's a lot of dog. 37 feet of hot dogs.
Inside that man's body. And I will say, Joey Chestnut, a king among men. Very impressed with him. But Joey Chestnut is 225 pounds. Mickey Sudo is a small person.
Mickey Sudo is tiny.
And it is just more impressive to me. She'll never physically be able to beat Joey Chestnut, but I think we should calculate these competitions. We should take a square of just how much mass you take. What is your...
an HDMI hot dog mass index?
Yeah, because it's not fair to judge a large person who is tall and robust against a 5'4" person.
I'm sorry, I'm losing it over HDMI. That's already a thing. That's so...
yeah, but I like it.
That's so good. Yeah.
At first, I was I think that we're going to hook like a coaxial cable into someone's beehole.
You can't put HDMI across a coax cable. That's crazy.
That's what's crazy. I was thinking that.
Your hot dog mass index. Oh my God.
Oh my God, I was right. Mickey Sudo is 5'4" on the dot. I memorize women's heights when they're the same as me.
N Squared says that he was thinking Costco hot dogs.
That would be
brutal.
crazy. I mean, you probably do like half of that many.
French Alexander says at least 5, maybe 10. So Alex is also being conservative here.
I think that's for the best. Alex and I'd like to still have a good time that day.
Sid the Kingmaker says, I'm scared of my own answer, and yet the hot dog calls me.
I want to see Sid kick ass at this.
Yeah, I have one of those sneaking suspicions that Sid would just like weirdly wreck house. Absolutely wreck house at this. And I'm going to throw up and cry.
Yeah. Or you're crazy, though, because your stomach acid's like radioactive.
Yeah, but I'm probably going to yarts, dude. I'm not going to make it through this. This is going to be a capital B, capital T bad time for Mason.
Yeah.
As says Sid, I really think it would get down to you and me competing. I do feel like I could see that happening.
That feels correct.
Matt Bliss says, if you want a random anime episode of this, Samurai Champloo has an eating competition, which is pretty
great.
Good.
So does every single episode of One Piece.
Yeah.
Every single episode of One Piece pretty much contains an eating competition.
N Squared said the best bread for hot dogs are the ones they usually use for like lobster rolls, like those little tiny sub rolls.
Completely agree.
What a good idea. I'm going to start buying those because we got hot dogs and buns like last week or something.
This is why we started baking like our own bread, honestly. I started making sourdough and then I got back into just bread in general. And now I've become obsessed with making the perfect white bread because then you can make your own hot dog and hamburger buns. And I'm exhausted. You know, you guys know, there's like 5 of you that are going to be here with me in that scene in Father of the Bride where Steve Martin is having a full breakdown in the grocery store because they sell 6 hot dogs in a pack, but 8 buns in a pack. You know what? He's so fucking right.
Yeah, man.
It's what are we doing here?
That's a whole thing, right?
Yeah. What are we doing?
French Alexander in chat says, I'm here for a hot dog time, not a not dog time.
I mean, that's true.
And then Alex also said, is that Imagine Dragons song? Is that what it's about? And Alex, all I can say is Imagine dragging these nuts across your forehead.
I don't know a single thing about Imagine Dragons. I do know that for the latter half of our recent trip to Colorado, you and CSW were absolutely tormented by a game of D's Nuts.
We were. It was a rough time.
Was it UCSW and Habe? You guys were ill.
Yeah, I think we're D's nutting around.
Yeah.
We're D'sing D's nuts.
D'sing D's nuts.
Yeah. We had a time. Colin says, my thing is I love a hot dog and I know I can absolutely put food away. I just don't know about my speed.
Speed's hard.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. N Squared has pitched a new question. What food eating competition would you just kick ass at easily?
That's a good question.
N Squared said, get me to a pumpkin pie eating competition.
I think
that's
a
pretty good choice.
Eat like a lot of artichokes.
Colin says, pussy. Colin's a monster.
It just happened before he even had time to think. I watched it. It was so quick.
There's a delay between when we talk and when chat comes in for us, and Colin sent that within milliseconds of me finishing my sentence in real life.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you did that, man. Fucking ridiculous. Sid the Kingmaker says, Colin, it's 7:18 a.m. That's right.
It's true. It's early.
Hell yeah, brother. What's an eating competition that you think you could wreck? Az says that she could do ravioli.
Ravioli's a really good choice.
If I had to like think of something that I can eat and something that I can eat fast, my first thought is macaroni. I think I could put away like endless. I think if you know, at a food co-op or a bulk section where you have those things where you pull down and it just like dispenses stuff.
Yeah.
If one of those full of macaroni and cheese into my mouth, I could hold that open for 10 minutes, no problem.
I really am here for Az and ravioli. I also see in the chat that Maudlin
Tyrannosaur
Tyrannosaur.
Sushi.
Sushi's a great one. I could eat a lot of sushi.
You just want to get the most out of this eating contest because that's expensive, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but also like I can put away sushi. Sushi and artichokes are also expensive and a thing I love to eat, but I can eat a lot of artichoke.
Bug Fan Club says, I think I need to stop watching this show on my lunch break. I won't though. Sorry, Bug Fan Club. Sushi is a really good answer, actually. I do think that That kind of changed. That's kind of a game-changing answer because I hadn't thought about that. But
Yeah.
oh my God, that would be the best eating contest because it's literally like designed to be a perfect bite of so much flavor.
Well, and then, I mean, it has to be by weight, right? Like because you could just say like cotton candy, right? But it has to be by weight.
Well, I think the evening out would be everyone else is eating the same thing too.
That's true.
So if it's cotton candy and the answer is like 3.8 cubic miles,
Yeah.
or whatever, how would you do a cotton candy eating? It would have to be volume, right? It would have to be like cubic meters or something.
Well, and it'd be boring because what people would do, and it would be gross, is just like put it in water and drink it.
Everyone would look like that gif of the raccoon that got sad when it accidentally melted the
Yeah.
cotton candy. Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Sid says, no joke, hard-boiled egg or potato salad.
That's strong.
That's pretty good.
I think I could eat also like a lot of French fries.
A lot of French fries.
Yeah.
The salt.
Okay.
Would get so salty.
Okay. Yeah. I could also eat a lot of cheese curds.
Oh yeah, I could wreck some cheese curds. I think a lot about the Mabim Bam episode about where they talked about what happens to Joey Chestnut after these eating contests, where he locks himself in a hermetically sealed cube and just releases everything that has occurred to him.
I imagine that what happens when you do well, first of all, I think purging is probably a part of it. Like at a certain point, your body just isn't going to want it in there. So
Yeah,
it's all
man.
about not like just losing chunks until you've won.
Do you think the food in Chestnut's body knows it's just a visitor?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do you think so? I'm curious. The question that I would ask if I was interviewing any competitive eater is, we all know that you don't have fun eating the stuff in a food way. You might have fun because you're in a competition way, like you're an athlete. But I know that's not like a culinary experience for you.
Yeah.
But my question would be like, what is? Like, do you have a love of food, or is food mechanical for you? And I would imagine it is different based on the person.
I think no one in an eating contest is enjoying sort of the gustatory sensation.
Gustatory?
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're in it for.
What word is that?
Gustatory.
That's a cool thing that
I
you
think
said.
I think that's the system of your body for taste, I think, isn't it?
Gustatory.
Yeah, Gustatory. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah, relating to or associating with eating or the sense of taste.
That's awesome. I see
man.
in the chat where N Squared has said the food in Joey Chestnut's body should feel grateful to be there.
Yeah, I pinned that because I thought that was super funny. Also, N Squared dropped a pretty interesting fact for us.
Okay.
Google says the record is 141 pieces of nigiri in 6 minutes.
That feels right.
That's a lot, but it does feel
you can
right.
eat a lot of sushi.
If it was a sushi contest, those numbers would go up for sure. Yeah. Joey Chestnut, human hot dog AirBNB, says Matt Bliss, which is also really good.
Joey Chestnut is like making Kopi Luwak in there. Like he's at the point where you're buying what he puts out.
You're buying the hot dogs that come from Joey Chestnut?
They're they go through the chestnut process.
Yeah, Joey's chestnuts. Joey's little chestnuts.
D's Joey's chestnuts.
D's chestnuts. I liked what you did. D's Joey's chestnuts.
Yeah, that's the brand I would do.
Oh, I'm crying. N Squared says, have you seen Matt Stoney? I can't believe the man can eat what he eats. I don't think I know who that is. You should throw a link to this person in the Discord or something, though, because I'm very curious. Eating contests are something I always thought were kind of amazing. I always wanted to do like a pie eating contest.
Yeah.
But I just haven't had my moment to shine.
I really want, and I'm scared to say this because I want to be clear. Don't do this to me. I really want to be pied in the face. But not like that. Like it has to be perfect.
Yeah. I got to pie someone in the face. We did Singing in the Rain my senior year of high school. I was Cosmo Brown. Tucker was Don, whatever. Don Knotts. I don't know don't remember the main character. Glenn, maybe.
It isn't Don Knotts.
It's Don. Anyway, and I was Cosmo, and I got to make him laugh, and I got to pie people. Then you get a great big custard pie in the face. And
I just think,
it was so much fun.
I don't want to be pied in the face. And I think a lot of the time it's painful. And I kind of want to not be expecting it, but in the right way. I can't describe it, but it's got to be just perfect.
So did you know that those are just whipped cream?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's no pie when you pie someone in the face.
Yeah.
At least not on stage.
Well, there shouldn't be.
It's whipped cream. Just a big old tray of whipped cream. And it feels crazy.
Hey, Midsummer Geomagnetic Storm.
What is that bug? What are you talking about?
I just opened a tab. I was going to look something up, but then I got distracted by the absolutely iconic homepage of spaceweather.com. There's a GIF, and it's this beautiful time lapse of auroras visible with the naked eye because of a midsummer geomagnetic storm. Apparently, midsummer auroras are rare, but on July 3rd and 4th, they were all over the USA.
Oh.
This display was caused by a CME strike, which sparked a strong G3 class geomagnetic storm.
CME is a coronal mass ejection. It is when the sun shits a bunch of mass out at us.
It's pretty gorgeous.
Causes a lot of electromagnetic nonsense. So was there auroras are you saying, Bug, that we could have seen auroras yesterday night?
Well, we couldn't have seen anything any nights because there was so much smoke in the air. It felt like it was once again brother versus brother here in my old Kentucky home. It was dense.
It was really smoky, smoggy with the fireworks. We paid a visit down to the farting building downtown.
It was so funny because as we were coming back from the farting building, our friends Bridget and Clark were driving there because it is like all of our pilgrimage.
Yeah. Clark called me and he was like, "We just saw you. We're over at the farting building." And man, you're right. It sure does make that sound in real life.
It really does.
It really
it's
does.
So funny when because there's always people out and about because we are very lucky. There's depending on which day it is, all the days before and after the 4th of July, it's sort of like a hell. But on the day of, we're really lucky to be surrounded by a lot of really big firework displays.
Yeah, because it's always farting. If you don't know what we're talking about, the farting building is a building in town that is constructed in such a way that when a firework goes off in a particular part of town, it makes a fart noise come from the building. I did a YouTube video about it. There's a link in the show notes for sure.
You need to go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Mason explains the whole deal.
It's wicked interesting on YouTube. This building farts. And yeah, I did a whole video breakdown of it. And we did our pilgrimage out to it on the 4th. And it was out there. It was farting at us as the fireworks went off, and it was very fun. Good morning to Karamaror, who says, "Good to see you, Bug and Moss."
Good to see you.
N Squared says, "Imagine Yogi Bear floating towards a pie smell just to see Joey Chestnut fucking housing down 15 of them." That's very good.
Okay, but I like this idea that's been presented, which is the sort of cannonball run of eating competitions where you can only eat pies out on windowsills. Like it's part scavenge, part
Just
eat.
outside of
My own video just started playing. Alex sent it to the chat. Thank you,
Hell
Alex.
yeah. Anyway, part scavenge, part eat.
Part scavenge, part eat. So it's an eating contest, but all the food's hidden.
Well, all the food is like, pies on windowsills. It's like a cartoon obstacle course.
I don't know what. Now you're giving me a thought here. Like, what if it was also combined with those like foraging people, where you have like 2 square miles and you let loose 50 people, and it's like you have to eat as much as you can find.
No, wait. It's like rally driving. So you're partnered with a forager.
Who's on your back.
Yeah. So you're carrying them. You're eating. They're the expert, and so you have to be able to carry your forager. They're telling you what to do.
Yeah, they're like, they know all of the like local edible flora. And like they have like a path for food. They hang it right here.
I've been waiting for a way to play Hunger Games that isn't the worst, and I think we just found it.
Yeah, you cordon off a like couple miles of woods, and then you have an eating contest, but you also have to find all the food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literal, yes, like Colin has said, literal Hunger Games, or like N Squared has said, Hungry Games.
N Squared Hungry Games.
The Hungry Games is going to be everything.
Yeah, Hungry Games. That's very, very fun. Hey, I like this idea. It does involve a lot of foraging, but it also, there's a bug on the camera. You see that?
Wow.
See that spot walking up? There's a bug on the window.
Hey, that's enough, guy. Get your own podcast.
Yeah, get your own podcast.
This isn't just like the freeloader central. Get out of here.
I like how he walked up the animated edge of the
he was like, excuse me.
That's funny. Yeah, 2 bugs on camera.
Hey, Colin, that's a little bit fucked up. Colin just asked, Bug, do you know them?
Yeah, that's a little messed up. Sid says, give that bug a lapel mic. Yeah, we'll give
that bug is not. That bug is smaller than a lapel mic. That bug can live in the lapel mic.
Yeah, that'd be cute though if we could make it happen.
Colin's getting very aggressive in the chat and has followed up with, "Is that not your family?"
Christ. Well, you know what? I think now it's time to remember that Colin is one of the people who makes this show possible, because it's at the bottom of the hour, 7:30. It's time that we say thanks to our community partners. At patreon.com/Bug and Moss, you can join the ranks of community partners and freaks and weirdos that support this show and make it easier for us to eat and keep the lights on and all that stuff. And there's various different tiers with various different rewards. If you pay enough money, you get to decide what the whole thing's named. If you pay enough money, we'll make you a brand kit for whatever thing you want. But one of the things we offer is a weekly ad read for community partner supporter levels, and Colin M. Parker is one of our community M partners. Colin is a variety streamer on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Mondays, we do No Bones Crew. Guess what? Today is Monday. This is Monday. So tonight we're doing No Bones Crew, right? We doing some Crab Champions? We doing something else? I don't know, but it's going to be fun. Starts around 5 p.m. on Mondays. Then on Wednesday, Colin's continuing his Final Fantasy Reset Challenge, which is where he's playing through the Final Fantasy franchise from 1 onwards. And then if certain criteria are met, Colin has to restart from game 1 at the beginning, which is a wild challenge to attempt. So you can catch that on Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, Colin does games at 6 and then a music show at 8 p.m. His music shows include That All New Punk, where he blind tier lists new punk tunes for the first time, and WBRP, where Twitch subscribers get to submit 1 song per month for chat to listen and discuss. All of this at twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. Make sure you go and give Colin a follow. There's a way to there's a shout out. I'm going to do it in the Twitch chat. Shout out Colin M. Parker. That's not the right command. Shout out Colin M. Parker. Daddy's going to give you a shout out too, Colin, now because I typed that. Thank you to Colin for supporting our podcast. And also thank you to the rest of our community partners whose ad reads I do not have in front of me today.
And that's okay.
Yes. My goal for this week is to get the back end of the show tight and organized. Have all my lists and references and stuff, because I'm sick of, and I don't want to stop letting y'all down, not having my stuff in front of me when I need it.
We're going to get more better at stuff every time.
Every time. We'll get
every time more
stuff.
better.
Yeah, I'm a human AirBNB for hot dogs.
That's right.
So, Bug, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm tired. I had some special hot chocolate last night, and my eyelids were glued together in my sleep.
Yeah, you're not typically an imbiber of the special hot chocolate, but last night we decided to whip up some. We had some hot chocolate sitting around.
We split 1 cup of special hot chocolate, and it was the amount of special you normally would have. I had some of it, and I again, my eyelids were glued together in my sleep by small elves, I believe. Yeah,
you were fully sleepy. It was THC hot chocolate. I will admit, though, I do feel groggy, too, so I think there might have been something to it. Because I'm pretty sleepy also this
I think
morning.
It is also it's one of those blends that has CBD and other stuff that's specifically supposed to make you sleepy.
Yeah, but I don't think you're supposed to wake up sleepy.
Well, yeah, I just mean it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it certainly did. I need
I slept great.
Yeah,
I feel great, but if I seem particularly grogged, that's me.
I slept great also, but I'm also very tired still, so I don't know. And we were pretty responsible. We didn't stay up that late. We went to bed on time.
Well, yeah, because I couldn't wait. I assume what it actually is they're this is our special THC hot chocolate, and the special is they just grind up some Benadryl in there.
Good God, I hope not. That's terrifying. Side character quest says THC, the hot chocolate.
That's right. That's how it's done.
Fritch Alexander on the eating contest thing says, which Pokemon could down the most hot dogs? Completing Pokemon Red with just a hot dog, final hot dog reset series. Need to eat the whole hot dog over if someone donates.
Okay, so that's a fun idea, is doing some kind of, I'm thinking of your water face spraying robot, and I'm thinking of doing some kind of every time you get a sub or something, you take a bite of a hot dog. And you have an eating competition element.
That's an interesting sort of, so for every follower you get a hot dog or something?
Yeah, or you would probably take a bite because you want to get a lot.
If Joey Chestnut wants to start a Twitch channel, I could wire up so much fun stuff for him to do.
Yeah.
You imagine every 10 messages in chat eats a hot dog.
If you become a super sub or whatever, there's a hot dog trebuchet.
Coyote Astronaut wants to know how many Pokemon can you eat in 10 minutes?
Probably not a whole one. They're kind of big.
150, buddy.
Whoa.
Absolutely. Eat the original.
It's cool that your headphones are off. What's up with that?
My ears are hot and sweaty.
Okay.
N Squared says, I went to the Reserve the other day and the guy at the smoke shop gave me a free bag of 500 milligram edibles, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane. It says, according to N Squared, it says 50 milligrams a dose and said there's a third a piece. It says a third a piece is 50, but there's like 7 pieces.
God.
Yeah, dude. I wouldn't trust any of that. I would just treat those as highly potent.
This is very similar to when a real life Portlandia character recently invited us to a during the day.
Oh yeah,
weed mixer is what I'll call it, which was actually started at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
so that's interesting.
Are you talking about the secret weed party in the Chinese food restaurant at 4 p.m.
in the Chinese food
midnight?
restaurant parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
You said Chinese food restaurant.
Oh yeah, in the parking lot of a Chinese food restaurant from 4 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah, a daytime party.
The guy I accidentally flipped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we told that story on the show. Okay, yeah.
I'm just playing.
Colin says, just realized, did it start at 4:20 p.m.? Maybe it would have.
Maybe it did.
Yeah. Karamaror said weed mixer. Yeah. For the record, to not just reference the tail end of a story, we were in Chicago and we stopped at a dispensary and we were just chatting with the person behind the counter and he was like, hey, I'm kind of like throwing a party. And we were like, oh, we're going to a wedding. He's like, it's a daytime party.
Yeah.
He's like really trying to get us to come. And he was like, it's 4 to midnight, Chinese food parking lot. I'm going to get everyone high.
Yeah. He's like, bunch of free weed.
Yeah. And we're like, hell yeah. I mean, it was cool to get invited to a party by a complete stranger.
Yeah, we probably would have gone if we weren't going to a wedding that I was in fact officiating. And the wedding, no offense, was a better time. It was a very good wedding.
It was a really good time.
Very good wedding.
Yeah. Parking lot of a Chinese food restaurant sounds like a Billy Joel song title, says Colin.
Yeah, it sounds like a Billy Joel song title if Billy Joel was better at songs.
Yeah. N Squared says, I work at a dispensary and we sell a bag of 10,000 milligram edibles and I believe it completely. That's bonkers.
That's
for real.
So
for real?
wild.
Okay. That's wild. Yeah. That
sounds deadly.
That sounds dangerous. Yeah, man. No, kids these days. That's so many.
Yeah, that's so many.
So many milligrams. That's too many milligrams of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. N Square says Google knockout edibles, LMFAO. They all got pics of like boxers on the front. Yeah, no, thank you. That would be like taking an absolute boxing punch to the brain.
Yeah.
Do not. That's too much for me. I'm too old now. What you got, bub?
Nothing.
Nothing? You seem like you were dwelling on something or thinking over there.
No, I was breathing deep. I'm trying to stay alive. I'm so tired.
You're really that sleepy?
I'm that sleepy. I don't really imbibe. I'm not strong like you. I haven't trained like you.
Oh, sorry. That was Sid who said that about that sounding like a Billy Joel song. There's some credit dispute. There's an IP dispute happening in the chat. All right, Bug. I want to talk completely different about something that I just get excited about.
Let's do it.
He went to YouTube last night
and watched a bunch of videos about why microwaves do what they do.
It's moss in general.
So this isn't any particular science thing, but I want to shout out and like highlight an artist that is a pretty small artist that I really like. I say pretty small. I don't really know that. I don't know this person very well. But do y'all know about Nolan Royalty? Do you know Nolan Royalty at all?
It sounds familiar.
EIEIO.games is Nolan Royalty's website. Nolan makes some really freaking interesting sort of web experience games, including he made a game where you can play Breakout, you know, where you have the paddle at the bottom that slides left and right and the ball is bouncing and it breaks a block up top and you have to like break all the blocks without losing the ball. That's called Breakout. He made a version of Breakout that you can play with browser tabs in your browser.
That's so cool. Yes, I have seen his stuff before. He does these really cool web projects.
Yeah, he made a smile like Zuckerberg thing where it teaches you to smile like Mark Zuckerberg, where it'll show a Zucker picture and then your camera and you have to make your face match it before it moves on.
Yeah.
He created one crossword which generates crosswords using passwords from your password vault. Break Time runs Brick Breaker inside your Google Calendar and declines your meetings. So sorry, that was Breakout, but it hits your Google Calendar meetings and cancels them and sends no emails to them. Flappy Bird is Flappy Bird running inside Mac OS Finder. EIEIO Games is an absolute delight. He has created a whole bunch of very fun, different interactive things. The latest one is the Mark Andreessen egg game, where you draw on eggs until they look like Mark Andreessen.
That's so great.
But there is one particular project that Nolan Royalty made that really, really shines to me. And it's called 1 Million Checkboxes. And this is from a couple years ago. This is from June in 2024, where Nolan made a website that had 1 million checkboxes on it. Like literally, you know what a checkbox is, right?
Yes.
Box, you click it, and there's a check. That's it. A website with 1 million check boxes. Every time you check a box, it checks for everyone.
I love that so much.
One big interactive checkbox board. And he says the reason he did it was he didn't know. He came with the idea, came up in conversation with a friend. He felt compelled to make it. He stored them all as a bit array so that checking a box just flips the first bit. He figured out the efficient way to do it. I'll post links in the description to the project breakdown and also to his telling of the story that I'm going to share a bit of, because that's all cool and great. But the very interesting thing is what happened inside of 1 million checkboxes, which was one of, I think, the most beautiful things I have ever read. And it's the reason that I think the internet is a beautiful place. I want to just 2024. I made a website called 1 Million Checkboxes. It had 1 million global checkboxes on it. Checking or unchecking a box changed it for everyone on the site instantly. My expectations for the site were very low and very wrong. I thought hundreds of players would check thousands of boxes. Instead, 500,000 players checked over 650 million boxes in the 2 weeks I kept the site online. Scrolling down, he says, I've been around long enough to know what people will draw if you put an unrestricted canvas on the internet. So for 1 million checkboxes, I wanted to constrain drawing. So to prevent people from drawing pictures in the checkboxes, it would adapt to however many rows there was in the browser window, right? So that way, if you did try and draw something, you'd only see it if it was a specific width. And he got a lot of comments from people asking him to fix it so that they could draw, quote unquote, fix it so they can draw pictures and send information. But he goes on to say that's a bit of foreshadowing. I don't want to spoil the whole story, but I do want to tell you basically what happened was he was going in and looking at the back end data of this website at one point after it had been up for a few weeks, and he dumped it out as ASCII because if you remember, he said he was storing them all as bits so that each checkbox was basically flipping a single bit. And he dumped it out as ASCII, which ate it out into bytes. And when he saw that, he noticed that it was printing catgirls.win/OCMB repetitively. And so he's looking at the data, which is all just random noise. And then in the middle of the random noise is just a bunch of catgirls.win, https://catgirls.win/OMCB. And he was like, what the hell is catgirls.win? Why is that in my checkbox? Who is doing this? And so he panicked. He said, there's URLs in my database pointing to catgirls.win. So he poured over the logs. He said the logs looked fine. He said there was nothing wrong with the code. And then he saw that these were encoded by someone in the checkboxes, checking them out in bit order to encode the ASCII characters to spell this out. And that when he tried to uncheck one, it would reappear. So it was obviously being maintained by like a network of bots that were keeping this encoding, printing it his checkboxes. And then he goes on and does a bunch of other data transformation and finds out that there's a bunch of these like art, like Be Gay, Do Crime is painted in there, as well as like the Noida logo and all sorts of memes are being drawn inside this 1 million checkboxes, but in data by this secret little group of teenagers that had managed to figure out how to hack this thing. And they built a Discord, and then Nolan, the creator, ended up crashing the Discord and like coming to talk to them. And they were like, oh my God, it's you. You're the guy who made the thing.
Awesome.
They like built this sort of, I don't know, whole secret thing happening. And it was incredible. It was amazing. And it was one of the most beautiful internet stories. And I have not done a good job relating it to you, but like,
it's really hard to just verbally talk about. There's a really good write-up that he does about it on his website that we'll link to.
Yeah, it's an incredible link to the story of how he found it. He did an amazing write-up with lots of images just to show you some of the things that were like being encoded into the back end of 1 million checkboxes. Just so cool because the spirit of picking something up and tearing it apart and seeing what you can do and hiding secret communication and all of that. I just love that. That's the part of the human spirit that makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite stories, and it's really fun to read about.
Yeah. The secret inside 1 million checkboxes. I'll make sure to put that in the show notes and in the description. And Squared says this was very cool to see live.
Yeah.
And Squared, were you involved in this when this happened? Tell me. I want to know. Also, if you have a story about it, 848-MOSS-BUG, call in and leave us a voicemail. What do you say we go to the phones, Bug?
Let's go to the phones.
For the end of the show here. 848-667-7284 is the number to call. Or you can send us a text message. This is a voicemail from none other than Emily.
Hey, Bug and Moss. You asked for toilet stories. I have a lot.
Wait, hold on. What did we ask for? Toilet stories?
That sounds like us.
Did we ask for toilet stories?
I think maybe they were like toilet fixing stories.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, because you talked about how every time there's a party, you end up fixing the toilet.
Yeah.
Okay, here's toilet stories with Emily.
So for context, my sister has very high needs autism. She's mostly nonverbal. She has quite a bit of health issues. She doesn't necessarily understand that when you put things down the toilet, it's not a good idea. So
sometimes it is.
Growing up, there were frequently toys that she would throw down the toilet. And as a result, I witnessed and assisted my parents in replacing, I don't know, probably 5 toilets.
Oh my God! Wow.
Oh my God!
And also the subsequent, or the prior, trying to fix them beforehand.
Yeah.
Because when the toys go down, they get stuck, and then that messes things up. It backs things up. Yeah, I have a very specific memory of my dad taking a toilet out onto the front yard and sticking a hammer to it because we wanted to see what was in the toilet.
Yeah, you gotta know.
Causing issues. Let's see. The upstairs bathroom flooded because she, threw a bunch of stuff in the toilet.
Yeah.
And there was a paint bubble and I poked it and it just came all down on me. That was fun. And I was very nervous that my mom was going to get mad at me. And instead she just laughed and said, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We'll just fix it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? I was not allowed to have certain toys.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Weeble Wobbles.
But
yeah.
They were the little people that had like the round ball bottom.
Yeah, you can't have those.
Their catchphrase was like, they roll around and they don't fall down or whatever.
And they don't flush down either.
Fall down.
Yeah.
They also don't flush down the toilet. I was literally not allowed to have them growing up. And one time a riding instructor actually mentioned them. I might run out of time. Hold on. Might do part 2. Wait. Oh, nope. Still going. Yay.
Almost there.
So I had a riding instructor mention, hey, be like a Weeble Wobble when you're up there on the horse. And I literally looked her dead in the eye and I was like, I wasn't allowed to have them.
We don't talk about Weeble Wobbles.
We don't talk about Weeble Wobbles. Oh my gosh. Well, there is a part 2 here from Emily, so we'll jump into that. Real quick, welcome Fish. Welcome in. And also Coyote Astronaut said, well, sure, it's a toilet.
That's a good point.
And Squared cheered like a World Cup goal just happened. Very funny. Let's finish this story up. Part 2 from Emily.
I think my first part got a little bit cut off, so now I have to remember where I was. But yeah, so I grew up with a lot of experience with fixing toilets, replacing toilets, breaking toilets.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at all the memories. Yeah, so I know how to use a snake with a toilet. I pretty much know how to fix a toilet. And I have been that person that has fixed the toilet at parties and stuff like that. There's always a plunger next to every single toilet in our house. I insist on one, and there's a very specific plunger technique. And that I know works every single time.
Drop the technique,
those
Emily.
Skills have come in handy. So, all of the toilet shit of my childhood has come in handy as an adult. So yeah, that's it. It's not, it was just my life growing up. That is sometimes what happens when you have a sibling with high needs autism. There was also the time that she would also, like the period of time where she would unscrew light bulbs and then just drop them.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're not sure why.
Yeah.
But she would just, go around and break light bulbs. So for a while, we couldn't have incandescent light bulbs. No, we had to use incandescent light bulbs because we couldn't have the
ones with gas,
the fluorescent light bulbs, because when you break them, there's mercury and bad stuff and stuff like that. So
that's how old we all are.
We had to have a very specific light bulb because she would just go and break them.
Those compact fluorescents, they're dangerous in there. Inside.
She's doing really well. She lives in a group house about less than a mile from me and is living her best life. So yeah, that's a little bit of my childhood toilet stuff.
Thank you for calling in with your childhood toilet stuff, Emily. Fish the Kid in chat says mercury inside old light bulbs. Yeah, those CFLs, those compact fluorescent bulbs that are like, those twisty, spirally ones, where they're like fluorescent bulbs are those big long tubes. Those have gas and also chemicals in them. Compact fluorescents are compact versions of that. And yeah, they have mercury and something else in them.
Those are the ones where they had the filament that could get fucked up, right?
There's no filament. It is a gas tube, and then the gas breaks down, and then there's a ballast in there. I'm not going to get in. I don't want to get into too much into that without looking it up. But yeah, there's chemicals in there where if it breaks and if you were to step on the shards and then cut yourself, it's kind of that the inside of it is coated with fine mercury, I believe, because it helps it work.
Yeah. I remember growing up that we had to be careful about not breaking light bulbs when we put them in the trash.
Yeah, so the incandescent bulbs, old school ones that have a filament, those are fine. Inside of there is a vacuum or there's a different gas. I think a lot of them have a different non-reactive inert gas. But anything fluorescent, you do want to be careful.
Yeah.
Colin has called out the drum track. Yeah, I've been trying to have that play for a while, and then I realized it wasn't. Because I wanted to have something when we go to voicemails under the phones. But there's an issue with the loop button. So out here, I've turned off the drums. So all y'all who noticed any little drumming, don't worry, it's just not happening. You don't hear anything anymore. When I was a kid, my dad told me stories about how he used to collect up those big fluorescent bulbs and drive out to a parking lot with his friends where they would just throw them in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid being like, damn, that sounds super fun. And then I grew up and I was like, geez, Dad, yeah, I hope you cleaned that up.
Yeah, It's hard when you get older and you're like, you imagine being the person who's tasked with cleaning it up or chasing the teenagers away.
Yeah. I don't know specifically or exactly what's in those light bulbs, but I'll make a note and I'll tell you, I'll report back tomorrow.
Yeah, tell us about the light bulbs.
Mason, learn about fluorescent bulbs so you can, I typed blobs.
I love blobs.
Can't explain them. I know a fair bit about lighting, though. I did help us replace, when I worked at radio, I helped replace all the lights with LEDs. And I cut myself super duper badly on a piece of metal from the ceiling tile.
You've cut yourself so bad on a few different things, gives me shivers.
I'm okay. Most of the time, it's my own fault.
Yeah, but it's always like you can't open yourself. It's always rough.
Yeah, well, that's, hey, what can I say? I'm a little bit reckless, baby. Living on the edge. 7:53 on the Bug and Moss morning telephone.
I have a thing.
What's your thing?
I have a sort of idea.
Oh, it's your sort of idea.
So, I have not ever really known another Brooke.
You've never known another Brooke?
I didn't go to school with any other Brookes, and I maybe encountered one or two in my life Brooklyns.
Okay.
So, I think I should gather all the babes and a Brooke watch.
You're going to do a Brooke watch?
Yeah.
Like a
yeah, this is Brooke watch.
So how does this work?
If you know a Brooke, say a Brooke.
If you know a Brooke, say a Brooke?
Yeah, send them our way. If you know a Brooke, I want to hear from them, and I want to hear the story of their name and how they feel being one of the elite.
I want to know who Brooke is, and I want you to show me.
And if any of them sound like, I don't want to call into that stupid show because we can be like that, just be like, oh, are you afraid? So are you not a real Brooke?
So you are explicitly putting out a call for viewers and listeners named Brooke to tune in and listen to the
Or if
show.
you know someone named Brooke, because I don't think we have any viewers or listeners named Brooke, I want you to bully that Brooke that you know into calling our show.
As N Squared says, by Brooke or by Crook.
That's right.
Get them in here. Also,
get them in here.
Offer still stands for the sort of weird segment idea we had of doing shout out / elevator pitch. If you have someone that you think would enjoy the show, tell them that, hey, tell us who they are. Tell us a couple things about this person. We will do a special segment where we speak directly to them, and then you can go ahead and send them the episode and be like, hey, so I told this podcast that I think you would like them, and so they responded.
Yeah.
And then you can hand it to them, and boom, they're absolutely going to listen.
We have never gotten anyone asking for it.
If somebody came up to me and said, hey, I have a podcast I think you'd like, and I low-key told them I thought you'd like it, so they made you something,
I'm going to listen to it.
I'm going to listen to that. So we'll do that. So, especially if their name is Brooke. First come, Brooke serve.
Now, French Alexander brought up a problem that can happen, which is he knows of some Brooks in his area, but they aren't sentient. So, yes, this is more of like a sentient human, human Brooks.
Yeah, kind of looking for an ambulant Brooke, a Brooke that...
Someone who, they don't have to be human, but they have to be able to leave a voicemail.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to be able to appreciate fine comedy, which is obviously what this is. Fish the Kid has responded to Alex with a tomato gif.
Yeah, that gif is amazing because it's like in the black background of the chat. It just looks crazy.
It does. It looks amazing. It is 7:56 in the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. We are starting to creep up on the end of the show, but I have an email that I think we could talk about in the last couple of minutes.
Let's do it.
From our good friend George Diaz. George has written in and says, hello, fellow patriots. Tomorrow is July 4th. 250 years of the old US of A. Yay! As I assume I'm not the only one, how's everyone celebrating the 4th in a quote-unquote liberty and justice for all kind of way and not a blind patriotism kind of way? Personally, I'm going to play some Fallout 3, maybe eat a hot dog, and listen to a mixture of 60s classic rock and big band jazz. Highly recommend the radio soundtracks from Fallout 3 and New Vegas 4 and 76 for some great jazz and country bangers, and Mafia 3 for some classic rock bangers. George said, maybe it will happen. A guy can dream. Love y'all. So we love you too, George. What did y'all do to celebrate the 4th? Because I'm assuming that most people here aren't like gung-ho about, the way everything's going. We just low-key hung out, and then we went and watched some fireworks by the farting building.
Yeah, we always get caught up and have to go to the farting building, and it's always delightful. And we have some videos that I'm sure Mason will share. And we just hung out. We got some ribs from the barbecue place on the 3rd. The one that we live above, and they were great. My
goodness, yes. They were the best ribs I've had in a long time. Fall off the bone, melt in your mouth. It was like the cotton candy of ribs. It was delicious.
And it is. I like, George, the way that you phrased all of this, which is that, like, how do you show your patriotism in a kind of freedom and justice for all way instead of a blind patriotism way? And, yeah, absolutely. Shop local. And be around people that you like being around and feel safe around and enjoy your day. Because, like, all of this is really about our right to exercise our rights. So do it. Eat a fucking hot dog.
Sid the Kingmaker ate 7 hot dogs and watched Paddington with her guy.
Hell yeah,
That
Sid.
sounds great. Fish said parents had a picnic and dropped the newest family drama for why we don't see them anymore.
Oh, yeah. Well, that will regularly happen.
Yeah, wake up, babes. New episode just dropped.
Yeah.
Emily says, celebrated my birthday early with my family. Happy preemptive birthday,
Hell yeah.
there, Emily. And George said, after the fact, update on the weekend. Although I didn't get a hot dog, I did mostly enjoy my weekend. Had carnitas and saw the new Minions movie.
Hell yeah.
George said, disappointing, but hey, at least I went out. Hope everyone still has all their fingers, and even if you're not crazy about this July 4th, like I am, had a decent enough 3-day weekend. Excuse me. And George is also looking forward to the remake of the Assassin's Creed pirate game this week, which is fun. Matt had an Independence Day B-Day too.
Ooh.
Coyote said he spent it under 64 pounds of trembling pit bull.
Yeah, poor baby.
Poor baby. Yeah, the thing about fireworks is that, honestly, they really should be relegated to like set areas where they do big events like that and not just everywhere. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we've talked about this, but as someone who loves fireworks, like they should at least just be on the 4th.
Yeah, they're
Like, you know that for other people and animals, it's stressful. Do them on the one day we're all expecting it.
But also, like, I think that they shouldn't be just everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
there was an airfield where I used to live that would do these big shows. And, like, that should be where it is. That's
It'd be
what's
also
up.
fun, and this isn't really a thing, and I'm sure it's a liability thing, but I think it'd be really fun if big open fields like that, you could rent like a campsite kind of thing, and you could set off your own fireworks, but it ends up being like a huge cookout kind of tailgating thing where everyone's vibing and there's like park rangers. I think something like that would be so fun.
That's fun. Where it doesn't bother people in their homes and they can get away from it, right?
Yeah.
N Squared says, I want to know who is doing fireworks in my neighborhood. This is Toronto.
Toronto!
Yeah, that's so funny. Fish says every dog should come with a weighted blanket for things like
Yeah.
that. And Colin has sent a text to his other Brooke. Fingers crossed that she comes.
If she's a real one, we'll hear from her.
Yeah, that's true. It's 8 o'clock. You've spent your morning hanging out with us here on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. And gosh darn it, we're real glad you did. We're real happy that y'all been here. Hope you're geared up, keyed up, and ready to rock for the rest of your Monday. Strong start to the week. Whatever you got planned, you're going to crush it.
Hell yeah.
I love you so much.
I love you too, Moss.
This is Bug and Moss.
It's like our trademark now, that little thing at the end. Oop. Thank you to Az for the best sound effects in history.